this about
Thank
you.
you.
You're
I
welcome.
mean,
This is actually my
I'm surrounded
first.
by the best people.
Sorry. This is actually my first time to interview you. I mean, virtual. I saw you many times, but in terms of interviewing, this is my first time actually.
Oh,
So,
when was the first time you saw me?
uh, I forgot what's the event, but I actually saw you one time, so I cannot remember anymore. But just once when I saw you. So,
That one time,
yeah,
sometime,
yeah.
a few years back. Don't
Yes, yes,
remember.
exactly. But not in the
Somewhere.
Binibini, but it's actually an event. I can't remember anymore, but it's an event that I saw you.
I had a feeling it was an event.
And then, of course, the coronation. I saw you in the coronation, and the backstage with the photo taking with our photographer. That's the last time I saw you. As Binibini.
No,
Yes.
because back then I was just Nicole Borromeo. But now,
And now you are Binibining Pilipinas International. Oh, see? Okay.
oh,
Right. And Nicole, what's the sweetest or most encouraging message did you receive from your family, friends, or fans before, during, and after the coronation?
oh, to say the most touching is hard to like pinpoint. But I'd say for my family, it was them repeatedly telling me that with or without a crown, they were proud of me. I actually placed it in my thank you message because I felt like that was such a joy to be reminded of. That it was unconditional love from them. That they never forced me into these things. It was just whatever I chose in life, they would be there to support me. And I think that's really great parenting. With my friends, they were always believing in me from the start. And they would claim it, and they would just hype me up. They're the best. They would even show their support by reposting on their stories on social media. And during Beanie Beanie, I was so lucky to have been blessed with my Nick Nuggets. Shout out to them. They would give me gifts every now and then. They would not only wait after rehearsals. They would even give little snacks or like okay, this one time I received a stuffed toy and it came with a little note, and inside the note it was saying things along the lines of you're my role model, you're my Miss International. This was before I won, right? And you're really somebody I look up to. Thank you for being you. And it really warms my heart that growing up I didn't have that person that I'd say I look up to. Like, it was multiple figures. So for me to be told, like, thank you for just simply being me, it feels so fulfilling. Like, I haven't even done anything yet, and you have this faith in me, you believe in me. And it's empowering. It makes me want to continue to do things, and with my reign being longer, it just feels like the possibilities are endless.
That's very nice. And Nicole, what's the first thing you did the following day?
Oh, the following day. I think this is something everybody does the following day. I ate. I ate and I genuinely savored every moment of the meal. And actually, while we were waiting for the meal, I called my dad, and that's when he was telling me the news that I stayed up. I was watching the live, and I honestly don't expect my friends or family to stay up because not all of them are into pageants, and they could always see the results the day after. And the pageant ended super late, like in the wee hours of the morning of August 1, right? And so my dad, he was telling me that he's like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. With the deliberation taking so long as well. He would always say, like, Lord, I'll be happy with whatever result you give. He doesn't need the crown. But when he got the news, he was bawling as well. He woke my brother up. in the middle of the night just to tell him like your sister, she won a crown, your sister won a crown.
Uh-huh.
And my dad, he's very expressive,
Uh-huh.
so it's so easy to picture it out.
Uh-uh.
And I started bawling too. I was in tears, grabe, naiyak ako.
Uh-uh.
And I was leaning on my boyfriend, and I was just like,
Mm-mm.
and I was just like, I'm so happy, Dad. And he was like, you're gonna help so many people. The reach you have, it's gonna change so many things. And I was like, you're right. And so I can just imagine like the waiters or like the other guests in the restaurant, just like, she is having a very emotional day, this girl.
All right. It's actually the same experience that Rowan and Gab experienced.
Yeah, they both called their
Yes,
parents.
with the
I think
father.
Rowan's parents were, I don't know, because my mom, she's very sweet, and she was there, and so I got to hear it from her versus my dad, who I haven't seen in months because of the journey here in Bini.
Right.
So I do miss him.
Of course. You're gonna miss her. And Nicole, given the fact that you've competed in different pageant competitions, do you still feel nervous?
Every time.
Oh.
Every time, especially for interviews too. You really have to remind yourself that it's not as scary as you think it is. My brain tends to overthink how it's going to go. And growing up, I was very shy. I'm not the best at words either. So it's good to remind yourself that you need to breathe first. You need to breathe, relax, and tell yourself that these people aren't out for you. These people are interviewing you. They want to hear what you have to say, and you shouldn't be afraid to use your voice. So it's I take a lot of pride in how far I've come, because I was a very shy girl. I was very afraid, but I'd say the fear isn't as strong now as it used to be.
Right.
So I have more courage, and I'm lucky I have aces and queens to have helped me, as well as Origin.
And how about pressure? How do you handle the pressure? Of course, this was Bini Bini, and has it changed now that you're a Bini Bini title holder?
I like to look at it as motivation rather than pressure, in the sense that it's paralyzing, right? Because pressure can be taken differently. I'd say this kind of pressure is a privilege that not a lot of people get the chance to experience.
Right.
The fact that not only the judges, but the org has faith in me and my ability to impact people. And I've said it in my thank you message, but I'm not going to take this one lightly. And I'm hoping to make plans with a timeline and everything. Perhaps after the media round, we can dive right into it.
Right.
So I'm very proud.
I can see that. And of course, you said that you consider the pressure as a form of motivation. So, in connection with that, who motivates you to continue, or who inspires you to work harder?
Oh, to be honest with you, it isn't one particular person. I like to see it in the people around me. So it's not just limited to family and friends, it's even people that I meet. And hello, being in Bini Bini Filipinas, you are surrounded by all these women, not just the candidates, including the org, the people behind production. There's so many places to take inspiration from. There's so much to learn from in all walks of life. So there's always room for growth for you.
Right.
And it's just a matter of how you look at it.
And Nicole, of course, you have like an idol or a role model. So, who's your local and international role model?
Local?
Mm-hmm.
A local role model?
Yeah.
Well, hmm, locally speaking, I would love to get in touch with this graphic designer. Her
Okay.
name is Sabarte. I haven't messaged her yet. I
Mm-hmm.
guess Sabarte is very Kia. She started at a very young volunteering, and her goal is to encourage everybody that you don't have to be somebody special to make a difference. You don't have to be like the next Albert Einstein. You don't have to be like the next big thing. You just have to be yourself if you want to bring change into the world. So it's kind of similar to that saying that be the change,
Mm-hmm.
be the change you want to see. So starting with yourself, and she's into poetry. She also does art.
Mm-hmm.
She does it in such a creative way to bring more people together. She tells the stories of those in the minority, and it really just brings justice. She founded, I think it's called For the Future,
Mm-hmm.
NGO, and I have yet to see if I can work with her. Who knows? Maybe she'll say yes. Maybe she'll say yes. And in terms of internationally speaking, I really admire Oprah Winfrey,
Of course.
and it's mainly for her ability to connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
In many of her interviews, she has had people cry on the set.
Yes.
If you've seen them, and it's more than just what she says. It's how she says it, her body language with them. It really makes them feel like they can open up to her, that they're allowed to be vulnerable, that they're allowed to be safe, to feel safe, and to have these open, honest conversations with her. And it would be the best thing if we could have that environment everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to make that same impact.
Yes. I agree on what you said, Nicole. And what's
Who's your role model?
was becoming a beauty queen your ultimate dream ba?
Growing up, no. Not
Oh.
at all. Growing up, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a painter.
Oh. So
I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to anybody, and couldn't look people in the eye.
mm-hmm.
Super shy kid, super. I remember my tito, he would tell me like, I thought that you just hated everyone because I wouldn't say a thing. I would just like stare at them. Like,
Uh-huh.
so he's like,
Mm-hmm.
coming from my tito, huh? I'm like, okay.
Mm-mm.
I was just, you didn't think maybe I was just a shy kid?
Mhm.
Too shy. So my way of expressing would always be to draw or to paint. I used to make little doodles for my parents and slide it under the door.
Mhm.
They would be like, "Oh, thank you, Nick," and they would keep it in the box. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
That's me doing a sketch. That was really outside of my comfort zone because the preparation for that was very minimal. Because I didn't want to waste the illustration board. So what I did instead was I just placed the easel stand at the middle of the stage, and I was just trying to visualize. I was like, okay, and I'm looking back at the blank audience, and I look at the canvas, and I look back, but I didn't actually get to draw on the illustration board until the day of the talent show. And hopefully, with more time on my hands, I'll get back into painting because I haven't done it in years.
Okay. Do you have a specific subject?
A subject that I am most passionate about.
Yes.
Well, I'm currently studying interior design, so the priority isn't focused on a canvas, but rather through a software. We're translating our expression in an interior because you can't deny that our environment, it shapes the way we think. It's the physical manifestation of our minds.
All right.
So if you can create the environment that induces feelings of relaxation, of productivity, then as interior designers, we must be doing a good job.
Right.
I'm not. I didn't graduate yet, so take
I
this
know.
with a grain of salt.
You're still a student. You're still studying.
Yeah, I'm still studying, but I am lucky enough to apply what I'm learning into my own. And in a way, it is art. It's art. It's expression.
You're
just in a
right.
different.
I
But my favorite subject, though, we had freehand drawing,
Yes.
and that was one of my favorites
Oh, okay. I
because
got.
it was something I did growing up.
Okay. Great. If you didn't win ba, would you have tried your luck next time?
Oh, I actually told this to my manager. I said that I would take it as a sign.
Oh, right.
If I don't make it this year, I wasn't sure if I was going to be joining the next year. Like the likelihood of me joining again was very, very low.
Mm-mm.
I know that I really have so much respect for girls who join the same pageant again.
Mhm.
I mean, come on, we have our Miss Universe. Pia Wurtzbach joined 3 times.
Right.
Like, but that's just not how I work.
Mhm.
And I really admire her for it because it takes a lot of strength and courage to do something.
Right.
Because if I would likely have been discouraged, if I'm being honest. This isn't just a month-long journey, it's 3 months,
Mhm.
and it feels even longer because you have to cut off and sacrifice so many things when you join Bini Bini Filipinas.
Right.
Like, I know girls who have stopped working. There's no money coming in.
Mm.
I'm lucky enough to still have school and my parents supporting me, my family supporting me.
Mhm.
While others, they have to pay their own rent
Mm-mm.
for a span of how many months, and it's not even guaranteed whether you're going to win or not.
Right.
But people see the significance, the impact that Bini Bini Filipinas has on its girls. Because win or lose, you walk away with something. It could be the sisterhood, it could be the values that you learn.
Mhm.
So, in terms of me joining again, I would probably not.
Oh, all right.
It's so emotionally draining.
Mm-mm.
It takes so much out of you. But I admire many of the returnees, like Gabby.
Mm.
Ask any of the girls.
Mhm.
People know that there was something that they had to let go of just to be on that stage, just to have the chance to be part of the history of Bini Bini Filipinas.
Yes. The history, the legacy, and the beauty of the most prestigious beauty pageant in the country. And it's a good thing that you won. You don't need to join next year because
Thank you,
you are
Jesus.
the
Well-
title holder. Like, you know, the Bini Bini Filipinas International, it's you.
Well, you know, I didn't join this pageant without some form of self-belief
Mm.
that I'm capable of winning. But it's not to mean that I'm trying to be arrogant. But it also came with the acceptance that if it wasn't for me this year, I wasn't going to lose myself.
Mhm.
Because that tends to happen. Like, it has happened to me in the past. Like, when you don't get what you were expecting, when you don't get what you want, you immediately think that it equates to your worth.
Mhm.
But with this pageant, I joined with the right mindset that if it's for me, it's for me. And if it's not, that's okay. Because so many of the girls this year, it could have been anyone. You know, it's not to say I'm more beautiful than the rest of you. I just think that the stars aligned for me that night. But it could have easily aligned for the other girls because I know that the women, because we've spent 3 months together, right?
Right.
These women, had it been somebody else, I believe that they would have had a very wonderful reign as well.
Right. I agree on what you said, Nicole. What's
Thank
your
you.
You're welcome. What's your advice to aspiring beauty queens?
Have courage. have courage. There have been so many times in my life where I had told myself I couldn't do something because I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't this enough, I wasn't pretty enough. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I made so many excuses for myself that I realized in the years later how much I regretted not taking the opportunities that were in front of me when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, like, we're just so afraid to fail. We think that failure means that we ourselves are failures. But it's in our failures that we learn our values, we learn what we want out of life. In the failure, we're one step closer to achieving what we want for ourselves, like what you decide to tolerate, what you don't. And there's always something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but it really does humble you. It humbles you too. Like, you're only human and life is short.
Mm-hmm.
So have the courage to take the risk.
Mm-mm.
Have the courage to fail.
Right.
I'm not telling you to be fearless. I'm just saying that,
I understand. No worry. Go ahead, please.
right? Like, I'm not fearless at all.
Mm-hmm.
I overthink so many things, but life moves, and change is ever constant. So if you're gonna fail, at least you were the person who dared to do so, versus the people standing on the side judging you.
Right. And Nicole, our conversation is actually getting, interesting, exciting. But before we continue, we'll pause for a break. Stay tuned. Magbabalik ang Gising Na. And you are still watching Gising Na. And still with us, of course, is Bini Pilipinas International 2022, Nicole Borromeo. Welcome back, Nicole.
Good to be back.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure that you are with us this morning. And you woke up very early for this show. We appreciate that.
Did you?
Me too. Yes. So, of course, we know that Bini Binis have chosen advocacy, right? So, in regards to your chosen advocacy, is it something that you can relate with?
Absolutely. I'd love to share about it.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, last December, we had the worst typhoon. So there's Typhoon Odette. And my Christmas was very different from the usual.
Yes.
So, Christmas tree, there was no star.
Mm-hmm.
It was spent with family, thank God. We were all physically safe. But we didn't have water, we didn't have electricity.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have Wi-Fi either, so you can just imagine how scary it felt not being able to ask how your loved ones were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we were struggling to get gas as well because the lines were long and the roads were blocked because trees, posts have fallen. I've always compared it to an apocalypse because that was just terrible.
Yes.
And that was the first time I've experienced something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, it happens more often than you think
Yes.
because of where we are situated on the world.
Mm-mm.
So it feels like it's necessary to have disaster resilient housing.
Mm-hmm.
We need homes that are prepared for these things. I like to consider myself very, very fortunate. I have a roof over my head,
Mm-hmm.
but even with a storm like that, my windows were shattered. The home that I grew up in, furniture flew out.
Mm-hmm.
The tiles on the roof flew out. It was very, very bad. The cars were damaged as well because of all of the debris that was flying.
Mm-mm.
And still, that was considered fortunate.
Mm-mm.
Other people, I received messages wherein their roofs were literally blown off.
Mhm.
How can you picture that?
Yes.
I cannot picture sitting at home and seeing the roof come off above
Mm-mm.
me.
Yes.
But it happened to people I know.
Mm-mm.
Can you imagine your own friends experienced that? And I got that message about at least a month after,
Mm-mm.
the typhoon. And 3 months after that, I found out that there were other people, an island that I know,
Mm.
where they still didn't have anything.
Mm-mm.
The water they drank had to be delivered from the city to the island.
Oh
They
my
didn't
God.
have they didn't have Wi-Fi as well,
Mm-mm.
and their homes were damaged so severely that I realized, why aren't we doing enough? This is something that is very necessary.
Mm-mm.
It's like one of the basic human rights: a home,
Yes.
shelter. And if you don't have a home, what makes you think you have the mental capacity to take on life, right? I know other homes don't even have floors.
Mm-mm.
Like, it would just be the soil. And so I'm happy that I got the chance to get in touch with people of Habitat for Humanity.
Mm-mm.
This very credible NGO that have been giving their aid to the
Mm-mm.
victims of typhoons. And even when there wasn't any typhoon going on, they were working on resilient housing.
Mm-mm.
I used to think to myself that I had to do all these things to help people. I needed to give them a house. But the reality is, you can only do so much on your own.
Mm-hmm.
When you have someone credible, when you have an organization, a community who has been doing this for years,
Mm-mm.
if not decades, why don't you start there?
Mm-mm.
Right? You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your own.
Mm-hmm.
When you have people in the industry who have been doing it for
Mm-mm.
so long, you could make so much together
Mm-hmm.
versus on your own.
Mm-mm.
And luckily, I got the chance to meet with them. I even hosted one of their events.
Mm-hmm.
The CEO, Jonathan Reckford, also flew in,
Mm-mm.
and it just solidified that I want to continue this. I want to be a part of this.
Mm-mm.
And I hope with Binibing Pilipinas,
Mm-mm.
we're going to be reaching so many places, even outside of Cebu, the whole
Okay.
country. And there's a solid long-term goal here, rather than just a one-time relief pack distribution. This is going to be long-term,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy for that. Like, this is tangible. This is going to legit change lives.
Mm-mm.
No one deserves to be homeless.
Mm-mm.
It
Right.
just ticks off so many boxes.
Right. And Nicole, if I may just share to you, I experienced that, the flying roof. I experienced that because,
Really?
yes, I am from a province in Laguna,
I'm
storm. So
so
I
sorry.
experienced that too. So I
So
know how it
you
feels.
yourself can imagine, like,
Yes.
I can't, like, it's like being robbed. Like,
Mm,
literally, like, it's off your head. And what if it rains?
yes.
What do you do when it rains? So your house gets flooded, all your stuff,
Yes.
everything you've worked for. It's like, it angers
Mm,
me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have to be angry.
yes.
You have to be passionate. You have to be irritated enough to
Mm,
want to make a difference. And I'm happy to say that Binibining Filipinas heard what I had to say, and they
yes.
told me that we are willing to help.
Mm,
With this rain, we can help so many people.
yeah.
I'm no professional, okay? I'm not the smartest. I said it before. I'm not the smartest.
Mm,
I'm not the most intellectual person on the matter. I can't tell you all of the parts of
mm,
all of the factors of
right.
disaster resilient housing. I can't even tell you how to survive a disaster.
Mm-mm.
I know the duck cover, you know, I am not an expert,
Mm-mm.
but all you have to do is have the heart,
Right.
and you'll have the experts,
Mm-mm.
and you can learn from the experts.
Yes. Agree. I agree. And also, Nicole, of course, it's not easy to become an inspiring beauty queen, right? So it involves everything like time, effort, and money. And earlier you were mentioning where you obtain or your support system. So, are there any other things or people that helped you along the way in this journey?
Outside of people I've mentioned,
Yes.
well, I'm hoping to say thank you so much to my LGUs. It's
Right.
been, throughout the journey, it was a little difficult to get in touch with them considering I'm all the way here in Manila.
Mm-hmm.
You can't forget we also had elections.
Mm-mm.
And so hopefully I'll be able to make more courtesy calls when I have my homecoming. So
Mm.
shout out to them. Shout out to my family who didn't get to fly in. I know that it's not easy. We can't ignore that COVID is still around.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel safer at home, they're allowed to send their support online. I've been receiving messages and I'm trying to reply to everybody. So shout out to you,
Uh-huh.
to all of these supporters that grew over the time, because I heard that a lot of them started noticing me in the near end,
Mm-mm.
like a few weeks before the pageant. And I received so much love and encouragement
Mm-mm.
that I wish to thank you all. And if I haven't yet, just please be patient with me. Like, I felt so much pressure when I had friends tell me, like, why aren't you replying to me? What's taking so long? And I'm like, I'm trying to reply to everybody,
Oh, yeah.
please. So I'm very grateful.
Yep.
These are the best. I have the best problems right now.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So you don't need to worry about the friends, keep on, if they say that, asking you to reply or to send messages, they will understand. Of course, you're Bini Bini Filipinas International, so they will understand that. No worries about that. You just need, time or understanding from you. And I believe they will. No worries about that. And,
Thank you for the reassurance.
all right. And when's your homecoming, by the way?
We still have to decide on a date. I'm really hoping it's going to be within this month.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somewhere in the 20s
Mhm.
of August. But no promises yet.
Mm-mm.
It still needs to be settled with the org as well as with my team in Cebu, the
Mhm.
LGUs.
Mm-mm.
So I don't want to tell you a date and then it's not happening. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. We haven't decided yet.
Oh, yeah.
So
No worries. And then, Nicole, let's just do like a throwback. So, of course, you participated in the Grand Santa Cruz and then the national costume, right? So, can we discuss about it? Because we want to, showcase the craftsmanship. Aside from you, of course, the Filipino designers. So, can you tell us about your Santa Cruzan costume and, of course, the national costume that I personally saw with my own eyes?
You were in the audience?
Yes, I was there.
Oh,
I was there with my
oh, wasn't
photographer.
it?
Yes, I was there. Even with the
This-
what do you call this? The talent competition. I was not in the what do you call this? The parade because I have a taping that day, so I wasn't able to see you during the Grand Parade of Beauties. But costume and then the press presentation and then what do you call this? Of course, the coronation. I was there. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so with the Santa Cruzan, we were assigned our specific reinas. So
Yes,
reina of this, reina of
you're
that.
right.
And I was assigned as reina abogada, which is I think the judge. Ooh, how sneaky. How and I was the only queen that wore all black. This
Yes.
ensemble was designed by Edward Castro. He's also
Mhm.
stylist at he's the head stylist at Origin.
Yes.
And that book I'm holding there, it's a real encyclopedia. It was
Oh my God.
that guy.
See, it's a good thing I asked. At least it's a story, right? So yes.
Those flowers on my head, Mama Dave from Aces placed
Uh,
those. Bought it the same day, and I was so proud of how it turned out because, to be honest, I was a little hesitant. I was like, I'm wearing black
mhm.
on Santa Cruzan, but it turned out so well, and I'm happy with the way I carried it out, and especially props to to the staff there who are moving the
The arc,
the signage
the
for
arco,
me.
the arco, yeah.
So apparently the judge, she chooses whether or not you're worthy. I think of
Mhm.
going to heaven or hell, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And that felt super cool to me. Like I don't know how they decided who
Uh,
was gonna be which reina, but I'm so proud that I got to wear Edward Castro for this one. You
mm-mm.
could see it there are these details around this robe.
Right. And it's a good thing that you're not wearing those big thermals, the bulky, the heavy with the headdress and everything. At least you're just wearing black and that thing.
I
Only
mean,
with
I'm a
the
little sentimental because I've always admired those big turtles.
yes.
Those because it gives me princess vibes.
Ay, okay.
I admire that, but I'm really proud of how this one turned out. It was better than I was expecting because when I googled Reina Abogada,
Mm-mm.
we were oh my gosh, okay, I'm ready to share this. We were actually given these themes, like our pegs, that's what we call them, like what you're supposed to wear with
To
your
wear.
outfit, like what props you're supposed to carry, all that.
The character, the
So
assigned
aside
character of the Santa Cruz and that thing,
Yes.
right?
Aside from the color
Uh-uh.
of the black, they also the peg for mine was graduation outfit. I was like, graduation outfit? There's no shape to that. It's like a cloth. It's just a piece of cloth. And
Yes.
how are we gonna work with that? How are we going to make it happen? But luckily,
Mm.
my designer just knew right away, like, don't worry about this. I
Mm-mm.
got you. Have faith. Just
Mm.
trust me.
Mm-mm.
And thank God I did because it looked so much better than how I envisioned it.
Uh-huh.
And my prop was a giant book.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
was doing the walks. I would like switch it from one arm to the other arm, and by the end of it, my muscles were huge.
and this is actually exactly the reason why I asked about your Santa Cruzan terno or the your costume because this is quite unique and quite unusual. So that's why I asked, of course, to promote the designer of this outfit as well. Now let's proceed on your national costume.
Yes, I'm so proud of how the national costume turned out. to be honest, it's more abstract of a concept, and it's an ode to the feria or the carnivals, especially those that we have throughout the country. Usually, when we have a fiesta, there's usually a feria.
Yes.
And I'm a sucker for the fair. I grew up with the fair. I would ride any ride I could find, like the Vikings, and I would eat cotton candy all the time. And those games that you play, where you the ring toss or any of those. If you see the details on this national costume, the sides are supposed to represent Magellan's Cross.
Yes.
The roof Magellan's Cross. It's very playful and huge fashion icon aura for me. I could picture myself wearing this even outside of a national costume show.
Right.
The details are also an ode to the designer, Miss Axel Ke. Because he also has Wangenyo roots.
I see.
So a lot of inspiration from that there. As well as the hat. It was actually added because I didn't see it during the initial sketch. So when she decided to include a hat, I was like, "Oh, what does the hat represent?" And she mentioned those badges, the jolly like those the head, the leader of a parade with the baton.
Baton. Okay, the Margarette, right?
Margarette.
I was thinking that as well. Margarette, yeah, the baton twirler or whatever. The Margarette.
Cut that part out.
Yes.
Cut out my mistake, please. Yeah, the Margarette.
Yeah.
So there's so many like combinations, so much inspiration, even outside of Cebu, that I really admire it. And the colorful ribbons at the bottom not only represent that joyous feel of being in the feria, but also being part of the LGBTQIA community.
Right.
For the designer, it's a show of pride. Those little bead. If you see closely, there's beadwork.
Yes.
Not only on the hat, but throughout the ensemble. It was done by hand.
Oh.
Can you take a moment to imagine that? By hand, one at a time. And those beads are so like sobrang liit. I don't have the patience for that. I'm in awe of how I'm honored enough to have worn.
Nicole, is it heavy?
I would compare it to holding a glass of water, not in terms of weight, but because it's not as heavy when you first hold it for a few minutes. But the moment it becomes like an hour or so, it was super painful on my shoulders because that's where all the weight was. I think it's about 10 kilos, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But
and I could not move my arms. I couldn't move my arms. So if you see in the video, I'm just there swaying because my hands, I was like a T-Rex. My hands couldn't go anywhere. But so I just kept swaying in the hopes of people seeing the emotion that we want to bring out with the feria. It's almost like it's dreamlike. It's joyous. Like there's no care in the world. And it's also an ode, especially to Sinulog.
Yes.
With the color, by the way, bold red in honor of Santo Niño. But we didn't want to focus on just one specific festival.
Yes.
We wanted it to be relatable throughout the country. And although it may not have been something for people to indicate at first glance, I think that's even better because it tells a story. It makes people wonder, oh, what is this about? And it makes you want to ask.
Right. Okay. I can see in your costume that it didn't focus on the red one, the Santo Niño or the Sinulog. It's just like a combination of color and different, if I may say, like festivities in Cebu, right?
Absolutely. And I like to think it's relatable throughout the country.
And I
But
like.
all the islands, we have something in common.
Mhm.
The festivals, the fairs, the fun.
And I like the interpretation of Magellan's Cross, the sleeve. You said that earlier, right? So it's Magellan's Cross interpretation. So it's
And props. Thank you so much.
yes, and it's a
So
good and I love it when you explain it clearly and in detail because we want to showcase, of course, the Filipino craftsmanship with your costume. That's why I asked.
feel free to check out my Instagram. I do post about it.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. And Nicole, I know that you will compete next year pa, di ba? So you have long way to prepare for Miss International. And I'm not sure if I am right or if I'm going to ask this question, will you be wearing the same or creations from the same designers?
Well, for that, I think we're going to have to discuss it first with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Very open suggestions. And given that we have a year of preparation, there are so many things to explore. So I'd like to focus on not just the designers we'll be working with, but also what we bring to the table outside of our look. What we have to say, of course, the projects, the advocacies. And in the meantime, cheering on our queens competing,
Right.
both in October and December.
Yes. Okay, that's actually nice to hear from you. But, Nicole, before we continue our conversation, we'll pause for another break. Magbabalik ang Gising Na. At kayo'y nakatutok pa rin sa Ganyan ang Buhay dito sa Gising Na. And still with us is Binibining Pilipinas International 2022, Nicole Borromeo. Welcome back, Nicole.
Still here.
Of course, we're almost done or we're almost on the last part of our conversation with the beautiful, intelligent Nicole. So you have like almost a year and a half to prepare for the Miss International, I guess, if my math is correct or if my calculation is correct. So have you talked to previous title holders? What did they advise you ba?
To be honest, it's only been a week,
Mm-mm.
and Hannah's still in Masbate.
Mm-mm.
And the previous queens I have yet to contact.
Mm-mm.
To be honest, I'm still very shy.
Mm-mm.
I also haven't settled on a date to meet them if ever, considering we still have our media rounds. We had it last week and we're having it this week as well. So until I find time and when they're free as well, I would love to sit down with them and really ask them about their experiences. But and luckily for me, I have at least a year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Right. And of course, we will support you. You know that the whole country will support you on your next journey.
I'm like so excited. So we won't be wearing Cebu. I'll be wearing Philippines.
Philippines. And then you will shout Philippines, or, you will,
Oh,
carry the sash, or wear the sash rather.
It's, oh my, I can't wait. I can't.
We can't wait as well. All right, so we're talking about your international journey. So my last question to you, Nicole, is why should you be the next Miss International?
Well, when you ask my friends, I hope that they say it's because of my curiosity. I like to think I look at the world and wonder how I can contribute to it. Feels so good to feel needed, to be part of a community, to be a part of something bigger than yourself that's going to change and impact lives. And ultimately, I do want to be a storyteller in the things that I do. So I think being Miss International Philippines, and eventually, with the grace of God and stars aligning, the international, Miss International, I get to do that. I get to continue what I want to do with a larger reach. And who doesn't want that?
Right. And we believe you can do that.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. So at this point, Nicole, if you want to say something or maybe like your parting words, please go ahead.
Hello. Well, to my fans, to my supporters, to my family, my friends, we did it. It actually happened. It's when I got crowned, it really felt like a dream. Like it didn't sink in. And it's been a week now, and I'm happy to say it has sunk it in. And I can't believe it. It's huge. And I wouldn't have been where I was if it wasn't for the support system. I always give credit to the support system because I'm not an island. No man is an island. I could live without them. I've had so many days where I would break down. I would feel so much self-doubt. And I had people bring me out of that negative place that I owe so much to them. To my fans who believed in me. Grabe, maraming salamat po. They didn't even know who I was. I came from Cebu. I didn't have as many supporters. I'm not from the place, yet they saw something in me that was worth believing in, that was worth telling me that, hey, I'm rooting for you. It's like, wow, you believe in me? So it almost feels like an insult not to do the same thing. And it takes a lot of heart for someone to go up to somebody and say, hey, you can do it. You have the ability to be international. And I see it, you can do it. And it's empowering for me, and I want to do the same for other people. So thank you so much. You've done so much more than you think.
And there you go, our Bini Bini Pilipinas International 2022, Nicole Borromeo. Thank you very much for gracing our early morning show, and thank you also to your friend Teresa for allowing you to use that space with you during this interview. And We wish you good
Shout
luck.
out to Espargo.
We wish you good luck. Stay safe and good luck.
Thank you.
You're
Take care.
welcome. Thank you very much, Binibining Pilipinas Charities Incorporated or BPCI, Araneta Group of Companies, PR Team, Ray and Leroy, and Araneta City, the City of First. At sa muling pag-ere ng ganyan, nabubulol na ako, ba't gano'n? Sa muling pag-ere ng ganyan ng buhay, dito sa Gising na, ang 5 newly proclaimed 22nd edition Miss Philippines Earth Queens naman ang ating makakausap ng live. Abagan sina Miss Ecotourism Nice Lampad of Bayungan City, Miss Philippines Fire Erica Vinatan of Legazpi City, Miss Philippines Water Angeline May Santos of Teresa Martirez, Miss Philippines Air Jimena Tempra of Hasaan, Misamis Oriental, and Miss Philippines Earth Jenny Ramp of Santa Ignacia Tarlac. Yan po ay sa Biyernes. So, samahan niyo muli kami para sa isa na namang araw ng punong-puno ng kagandahan, katalinuhan, at inspirasyon tuwing umaga. Dahil ganyan ang buhay dito sa Gising Na.
Daily Tribune would like to thank the following: Makati City, SM Supermall, Sharp, Century Peak, Prime Homes, Tulfo, DOTR Railway, LRTA, LRMC, Megawide, PGMA, DBP, CAAP, ICTSI, Aboitiz Power, Aboitiz, Udena, Cocogen, Globe, NLEX, Team Energy, MPT, Philcom.
Ako si Vance Fernandez.
Ako si Nolan Ariola.
Ako si Jong Manlapas.
Ako si Romel Madrigal.
Ako si Chris Lucas.
Ako si Roel Tarayaw.
Ako si Jimmy Mahusay.
At ako po si Errol Dacame sa programang Reporter's Hour. Inyo pong napapanood at napapakinggan araw-araw mula alas 11:30 ng umaga hanggang 1:00 po ng hapon. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, maliban pag-araw po ng Martes. Tayo po ay live sa Radyo Bandido TV, simulcast on DCRJ 810 AM. Live din po tayo sa Sky Cable Channel 224 sa mga TV Plus boxes at sa free-to-air TV. Tayo po ay napapanood din sa facebook.com/DCRJ 810 AM at sa ating official YouTube channel.
Maraming hamon ang dumadating sa buhay natin ngayon. Ngunit, may nararamdaman tayong pag-asa, liwanag, dahil ang salita ng Diyos ay buhay ng buhay. Kaya dito, sa programa ng Power to Unite with Elvira, together with our co-host si Father Mike Garcia ng Congregasyon of the Blessed Sacrament, bibigyan namin kayo ng magandang inspirasyon, magandang reflection. Bakit kailangan natin ang Diyos sa buhay natin? At bakit ang rolyo ng Espiritu Santo ay napakalakas sa panahon na ngayon? Dahil po, nakikita natin ang kanyang kamay ay gumagalaw at binibigyan tayo ng isang malaking pag-asa. Kaya dito, sa programa na ito, Father Mike, saan natin ito mapapanood? At saan natin ito mapapakinggan?
Mapapakinggan po ito every Saturday, 5 to 6:30 on Radio Bandido TV, simulcast on DCRJ 810 AM, on Sky Cable Channel 224, digital boxes, and on free-to-air TV, facebook.com/DCRJ 810 AM, and our official YouTube channel.
At dito natin makikita the power of social media. At ang Radyo Bandido ay isa sa mga malaking contribution. Kaya manood po kayo, makinig po kayo, hindi po kayo mawawalan ng pag-asa. Kaya be enlightened, be motivated, and be inspired with the program Power to Unite with Elvira dito po sa DCRJ 810 AM Radyo Bandido.
Ako si Attorney Darwin Cañete and my program is Pugad Vloggers, aired every Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. dito sa Radyo Bandido, simulcast on DZRJ 810 AM, on Sky Cable, Channel 224, TV Plus boxes, and on free-to-air TV, facebook.com/DZRJ 810 AM, and our official YouTube channel. Nood po kayo!
Hi, this is Marlene Craig, and my program is RPM Revolutions per Minute, accelerating your Saturday noontime. It's every 12 noon to 1 p.m. It's on Radio Bandido TV, simulcast on DZRJ 810 AM, and on Sky Cable 224, and also in your digital boxes and on free-to-air TV. Also on facebook.com/DZRJ 810 AM, and our official YouTube channel.
Ako si Mark Lopez and my program is Pugad Vloggers, aired every Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. sa Radyo Bandido TV simulcast on DZRJ 810 AM. Sa Sky Cable, Channel 224, TV Plus boxes, and on free-to-air TV. Also, sa facebook.com, DZRJ 810 AM, and our official YouTube channel.
Alamin natin kung sino si Mr. Tyrone Luna kasi siya daw mag-guide sa akin. Let's see. Grabe, ang ganda ng lobby niya. Look at all those beautiful photographs. It's very refreshing, dynamic, lalo na in the heart of Gising. So, umpisa pa lang, parang get excited about the place.
Hello! Hi, Francine!
Hi!
Welcome to Toro Lorenzo Malate. Hello! Nice to see you.
Sir, and Mr. Tyrone Luna, thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, I'm Tyrone Luna, our sales division sales here in Toro Lorenzo. As you could see, this is our latest project in Malate, As you could see the design of our development.
Pa lang, sir, parang overwhelmed na ako by all the colors, the lights, the space.
Well, actually, we merged the design of modern and traditional design of Atelier Almario. As you could see the lighting picture, it was tailor-made. It was designed for Torre Lorenzo Malate. And it's complementing to our traditional wall, including our floor pattern. Kaya you would feel the nostalgic effect of our units.
At saka syempre Malate has that bohemian vibe, di ba? So parang dito pa lang, feel na feel.
Yeah, you were able to experience also the old Manila feeling here in our development.
Yes, na?
Now, as you can see, we have two reception area. Like we have this reception for the suites guests, and then we have the residence guests, so they can accommodate here.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have our mail room for for the news and everything. And as we go inside, I'm going to show you one of our amenities, which is, we call it discussion room. Now, the intention of this discussion room, we don't have to bring our clients in your area, so that at least you can accommodate them here. And it was actually designed pre-pandemic. If you want to take a look at it.
Sige. Uy, nice. I like the neutral gray colors.
It's more, show the elegance of the unit. At the same time, you'll be seeing several cubicles that you can attend to your guests. And if you would notice, we have the Atelier Almario designed a soundproof wall, so that they can accommodate the effect of the sound, so that the sound goes for
minimize the noise. And of course, we have several areas that you can accommodate your guests. And then here, in this area, when if you want to come up, bring your food and coffee, we have a pantry area here that you can serve to your guests.
Yes, so kasi minsan, di ba, parang you're just cooped up in your unit,
Right.
you want to see other things, but then you're in quarantine.
Correct.
So it's a nice place to go.
Yeah, surprisingly, we have this kind of design so that no longer you don't have to bring your friends or your clients in your units.
Nice.
I'll be introducing you one of our state-of-the-art design of our hallway.
Ay, okay.
Normally, with our previous development, we don't have this kind of effect in our development, but you could feel the design and the hotel feeling.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like the height.
There.
Diba? Parang it all has the generosity of space and height.
Correct.
That's what I'm enjoying right now.
This is the amenity area.
Nice.
Now you can see here our swimming pool where you can relax and rest at the end of the day. And then you want to use our fitness center. I want to show you this one actually.
Yes.
I'm so excited to show you this one of our amenities.
Is that how you get fit, sir?
Yes.
Diba? From
Now,
all the
as you can see,
here.
this fitness center, please come in. I'm so excited to show you this
It's quite complete,
fitness center. We don't use non-brand equipment. We use live fitness equipment. Wherein you usually see this in hotel. And not only that, instead of the typical development, they usually hold of a free weights without that kind of quality. Normally, they use just with bars and regular equipments. But here, we're using branded.
Yes, so parang you really don't need to enroll in a gym anymore, no? It's all here,
It's
all
complete.
the professional equipment.
It's complete.
Yes,
And
sir.
you know what? This usually, our owner, Tomas Lorenzo, usually tells this to us that we don't have to hire celebrities, to promote or to advertise our unit. We have to put in all the funds for this kind of development. That's why people enjoy it.
Nice.
Ayan.
Oh, diba?
Look at the treadmill. Using light fitness.
Yeah, it's really durable, no?
Right,
Hindi yung isang takbo nyo lang napunit.
Correct. That's right.
Yes, sir. Tapos yung mga fake na mga stepper na nabibili sa tabi na. Yeah, it's legit fitness center.
Right.
Finally, in a condo residential.
You don't have to enroll in a live fitness gym.
Oo. Gwapong coach na lang ang kuya.
Kailangan may mag-apply na yan.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So our next.
Yeah, and next I'm going to show you our residential lounge and our meeting room. Please.
Yay! Again, the nice, neutral, relaxing, gray, black, and white carpet.
Correct. And then,
bagay actually sa damit.
Oo nga, nag-compliment.
Tsaka kayo, sir, sa bagay, we're meant to be here in Torre Lorenzo, Malate.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, and after this, I'll be showing you the meeting room wherein you can use this one for your exclusive meeting with your friends or if your business partners. And so I can show you now.
Nice, sige, power meeting.
Right, yes.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Ang ganda.
Yeah.
So if you want to, kasi diba sir, sa quarantine?
This is already standard. Here, Francine, this is already standard.
Oh, this is
the residential lounge. All of our development, we have this kind of amenity. This is the addition now. We have the meeting room. So if you're a resident owner, you have to use this one. Just tap it.
Okay.
So this Cynthia and I are familiar with all the design.
Yes, again, bagay din naman ang mga damit natin, sir. So,
Correct.
tayo.
By the way,
Sino naman kami, black and
this is soundproof. Look at the
Okay.
design.
Okay.
Soundproof also.
Oh.
It minimizes the noise.
So, na makakarinig sa atin.
Yes. Even though
secrets are kept here.
Correct. All your business meetings, you can hold it here.
Also safe and confidential.
Yes.
Diba? So, talagang power meeting room ko.
We also actually have every room we use this air purifier, which was coming from a hospital recommended brand.
Yeah, so guys,
air purifier.
And thus,
So every room has like this.
Fire, diba? So you can really smell the clean, nice room, diba, no?
As you can see, all the cubicles have their own plugs.
I know. So perfect for meeting deadlines, working.
Not to mention this Wi-Fi ready.
Yes,
Just hook up your
talaga?
Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's for free.
Makigamit nga minsan.
Correct.
Sige, sir.
Yeah, you could see the effect of the whole area of our amenities.
So, even the water element itself, it already brings you some relaxation.
And even at night, you could turn on the lights. Wow, ganda ng effect.
Nga. So talagang sometimes, it really allows you to have the complete lifestyle.
Right.
Working, living, playing, resting.
Balanced lifestyle.
Yes.
Not only working, at least you have all those equipments for you to exercise and be on feet.
And what's amazing about it is it's in the heart of very busy Manila.
Correct.
Diba?
Heart of Malate, Manila.
Yes. Nice.
Now, I'm so excited to show you our model units. By the way, our model units comprises from 21 square meters up to 190 square meters.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, it's on 35th floor, so we have to go up. How do you find it?
I like it. It's so peaceful, restful. Considering, diba, Manila is such a bustling, thriving city. You go out, you readily feel the ambience of Manila. So
it's not like the typical condominium where you go inside, you just have to sleep. But here, everything's there. It's complete. If you just want to if you want to relax and rest, bring some wine with you while you're in your pool.
We have a lot of possibilities with the space, no?
Correct.
Hindi lang na this space is just for working, this space is just for meeting people. So it really allows you to at least have a full day.
Correct.
So to speak.
All space, all functional. That's one thing that how this development was started.
And I like the windows. You really get a view of everything.
Correct. Naku, I'll be excited to show you later.
Sige.
Yung pinaka-scenic natin dyan, the
Talaga.
Manila Bay.
The one.
Yes.
Nice. Nice place.
Yeah.
And
This
the
is our
spacing,
this is our studio unit. It's 26 square meters. When we deliver these units, it includes the fully fitted kitchen cabinets.
Okay.
That includes the electric stove and with the range hood.
Okay.
And all of the design was upgraded already for buyers' view. Now, we wanted to show you also where we can put our living area.
Yes.
So at least you can relax and watch whatever channel or favorite channel you wanted to.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, and then we have space for study. If you want to you bring your work and anything, you can use it here.
Nice.
And you can use this also as your dining space.
I like the partitions also, but sort of separates your bedroom space to your entertainment space.
Correct. We give actually the idea where you can do with your studio. At least it separates your private and your common area.
Yes, nice.
This would be your bedroom.
So parang if you want your friends to wait,
Yes.
you're still in your bedroom, so they, di ba?
Correct.
Oo, kasi sometimes my tendency is to be sleepy when I know that the TV is just right beside.
This is perfect for you.
Nice. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Studio pa lang to, sir?
Yes, it's studio.
But look at the view, guys and
Right.
girls. Look.
When you wake up, you see the view. Wow.
Nice.
That's what I'm telling you.
Super sulit.
Di ba?
Even studio pa lang to, ah.
Correct.
Nice. My God. The view of the Manila Bay.
Iba talaga.
That's what you came here for.
Correct. But not to discount the Makati City lines also.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
We want to make sure that we have this 360 degrees view, the scenic view of our area.
Guys, and the studio unit pa lang yan, ah. Let's see what others will be shown to us here at Torre Lorenzo Malate. So,
Yes.
Ron?
Yes, we are excited to show you one of our units in the suites.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a one-bedroom unit, and I'm going to show a different kind of design. Usually, this unit is for the suites, service apartment
Okay.
design. Here it is. There we go.
Oh, iba rin, sir.
Now, we offer all. I mean, you can just have to bring your clothes with you.
Oh.
Once you're able to book your stay here with the suites, everything is here. Now, including of course, it was designed with a washing machine, including with this electric stove and range hood. And you can use this. We have the grill and we have the microwave. You can use, and it was designed that you can use as your dining space.
Okay.
And you can relax for at least you could watch, choose your favorite channel. And by the way, this area, you can convert this into your workspace also.
So,
And of course, not to mention our bathroom, no? With all the toiletries that you could accommodate. It's there we have. It's there with us.
yes. And again, there's a spacious bedroom area, no?
We designed a queen bed for this particular area. Very spacious for a 26 square meter unit. Now, you can hang your clothes after a very long day. You can put your things here and hang your clothes.
Yes. Yeah.
As you can
So I
take the
noticed
rest.
that one of the trends right now among service apartments is the open drawer or
Correct.
open storage space. No?
Where you can put your clothes, yeah.
Yeah, so easier and more efficient.
Yes. And hindi siya ganun ka. It's not that really would occupy more space. But give more space.
Yeah, pero eto na naman.
Yeah,
alam
of
niyo
course.
naman, ang favorite part of the area is the bedroom.
The bedroom.
With that
that
shot again, with that view. Manila
Correct.
Bay.
Yeah. And of course, given that we have this also, you can freshen up, you can use this as your vanity mirror, no?
Yes.
And you can use that also for your office, office work. You want to
Again,
bring something.
designed by Cynthia.
Cynthia and Ivy Almaro.
Okay, I can't wait for the next.
Right.
Let's see.
I'm so excited to show you our Sky Lounge, one of our amenities, a Sky Lounge, Sky Garden, where you can see the full view of Manila Bay.
Wow, saving the best for last.
Correct. Right. This is a Sky Lounge. You can use this, our function area. If you have family gatherings, you have birthday, any events, you can use this one. If you would notice, we have an air purifier every corner of the room. Of course, observing our protocol. At least you can enjoy the place, while we are in this pandemic stage.
Yes. How many can you accommodate?
We're about 50 to 70.
Talaga? Pwede na mga major events,
Correct.
major meetings.
Right. Now, this is the scenic view.
Ito na naman, guys and dolls.
Right. Very nice. The sunset view. Manila Bay. Of course, there's no sunset right now. Of course, medyo umaga-aga pa. But again, later on, you'll be seeing the sunset.
Yeah.
It's a perfect view of Torre Lorenzo, Malate.
God,
Now,
such a Such a great space to look at the iconic Manila Bay sunset. Ano?
So relaxed.
I can imagine. I can
So relaxed.
having your cocktails, happy hour, you're with business people, your friends, your family, di ba? It's a nice place for an event.
Yeah, any time of the day, even lunch or if you want to drink
Yes.
nightcap,
Oh.
perfect.
Yes.
Now, not only that, it's part of our amenity. We have this pantry area where you can bring your food here. You can hire caterer for you.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Yes. And there's an area for our washroom for PWD and ladies' room and men's room. This is the sky garden.
Oh.
You can have your meet up with your friends. You enjoy the open space, the air, fresh air of Manila.
Yes.
This is one of the these iconic design of our development.
Yes. Nice. So,
Yeah.
party lang.
Especially in the evening, but we're going to turn on the lights. Wow.
Diba? Dito ka mag-chill.
Correct. You can do your parties here also. Aside from having your dine-in, and you can have your cocktail parties here. Actually, we had the event before. We held it here. We had a cocktail event.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.
You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on Channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 a.m. or on YouTube, channel DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Radio Bandido. To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Radio Bandido. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
If you like listening to this station, DZRJ 810 AM, there's no excuse not to listen anywhere and wherever you want. Listen on your phone or computer anytime, anywhere in the world. Just download the app for free. How do you download? If you have an Android phone or tablet, go to Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone or iPad, go to Apple App Store. It's that simple. You have 3 choices. Just type in TuneIn Radio. Once the app is downloaded, search for DZRJ 810 AM.